If you are in a marketplace that competes with Tesla, Elon officially put you on notice last night. All right, so thanks to Zach, I was able to attend the Tesla Semi event last night. I'm still in my hotel. I'm using the front-facing camera on my laptop, so the video is worse than normal. Not like my videos were all that great quality, anyways, but this one's even worse. Um, yeah, my mind is still spinning. What I experienced at that event was nuts. So thanks again, Zach, for hooking me up with your guest pass. If you have the opportunity to go to one in the future, definitely go. Okay, so my event recap, and I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I have a whole bunch of notes jotted down in front of me, so you might see me glance down. That's what I'm looking at. But the way the event started, the event was kind of at SpaceX and Tesla Design Studio, and there's a Lowe's pretty much right across the street. So they had us park in the Lowe's. You had to show your invitation to get in the parking lot, and they had shuttle buses waiting, and the buses took you across the street to SpaceX. You got off the bus, you went and checked in. Again, you had to show your pass. They scanned your pass, and then they gave you the badge to put on. And then you went to the reception area. They had a DJ. They had heaters. It was outside, couches that you could sit down on, and just bunches and bunches of people coming in. Lots of good places to take pictures, and lots of cool people that were there. I got inside there about 7:30ish, and it wasn't that crowded, and it just got more and more crowded as it got closer to 8 o'clock. I was going to try and do like the times that thing happened, but everything kind of runs together. I don't remember what time was what. But out there, I met a couple of YouTubers. I saw Ben from Teslanomics, went up, shook his hand. He recognized me from the emails and stuff that I sent him. Real down to earth, real cool guy. Ran into a guy that I follow on Instagram from my Tesla adventure. He was real cool, took some pictures of me so I can get some of the background, so that was good. And I kind of headed over to where they were going to let us in and just hung out there so I could see if I could get a good spot once I got inside. So waited. Finally, they opened up the doors and let us go inside. I wasn't like one of the first people. I was probably one of the first 50 or so people. And the way people headed, like you go in and you go up some stairs, and people headed to like the first place they could get to, which was kind of to the right. I headed right to the middle. So, the people were heading to the right. I was the first one to head to the middle. So by the time I got there, I was right behind the main camera that was filming the event. And we're a little bit higher than them, so I kind of had a really good vantage point. So that's how I ended up with that vantage point. Other people kind of headed to the right to the first space they could get to. I headed to the middle. It was a little bit farther of a walk, but I think it gave me a better vantage point. So I didn't plan on live streaming the event, but based on the vantage point that I had, I said, I'm going to go ahead and try it. So I started a live stream. It was going for about 20 minutes. There was a few hundred people that were actually watching. Some people were commenting that Tesla was having trouble with their live stream. And you could tell by how the video was coming out that I had a pretty good vantage point. And 20 minutes into it, one of the security guards came up to me and he said, you can shoot video, you can shoot pictures, but we can't let you live stream the event. All right, so the event finally started, and one of the executives from Tesla came out, and he's actually in charge of the truck division, and he spoke a little bit. He thanked all the people that were there, that gave referrals that allowed them to come. Again, thanks Zach. Thank you for everybody that you referred that allowed you the opportunity to get the invite and allowed you to let me get that guest pass. So yeah, Tesla appreciates you. I appreciate you as well. And they kicked off the video that started it all. And the video should be playing now, and I'm just going to keep talking over it. But, they had the trucks driving up on screen, and the video that was playing was actually live. When I look at the video back, again, this is how close I was. On the video screen, you can see Elon Musk standing up in the first semi truck that came up. So that video was live. So as the trucks are driving to the event, it was live streaming on the video screen that they had up. And the screen raised up so both the trucks could pull in, and you could just even tell by how quick they were moving that it was a nimble truck. Elon jumped out, and then that's how he started the presentation. All right, so they had two semis there, a white one and a black one. The white one kind of had the topper. I don't know if it's going to be a sleeper top or just there for aerodynamics, but had that. The black one was like a stealth black. It was a matte black finish. It looked sick. I mean, it looked like the truck off Knight Rider. I guess we'll follow up on that later in the video, it being the Knight Rider truck. But Zach, the white truck didn't have side view mirrors. The black truck did have side view mirrors. So Zach, that's kind of your wheelhouse. So how do you think they're going to address that? Elon didn't really speak about cameras that would replace that. I'm sure that's how they're doing it, but yeah, the mirrors weren't there. So with the semis, they put trucking on notice. So for diesel trucks, Elon spent a lot of time comparing what this truck does with what diesel trucks do. So if you look on the website now, when Elon announced it, he said it has a 500-mile range, and it seems like there are going to be two options. There's a 300-mile range and there's a 500-mile range. 500-mile range shocked everybody. I mean, that really puts it in competition with any of the major truck companies now. I think he said that's about 85% of trucking routes, that truck will be able to handle it. And then when he talked about, the actual rest that the driver needs, by the time you drive 500 miles, the driver is going to need to stop and rest anyways. Some other things of note about the truck, it has 4 independent motors. So each of the 4 rear wheels has its own motor. And something that Elon mentioned about that is it gets rid of a truck driver's worst fear is jackknifing. So because the motors are all independent, in the computer systems, it can put more power to one motor, less power to other motors to prevent the truck from jackknifing. So that's kind of a big deal, and will ease the minds of a lot of truck drivers, making this one of the safest trucks. They also have the steering wheel in the center of the truck, so it gives the driver great visibility. That's something that's different that no trucks currently have, and Tesla kind of throws all conventions out the window. The truck also has a small frunk. I don't know if I captured that in any of my videos, but it has a tiny frunk. It just I don't know. The space is there. Just do it. All right, so I'm gonna do a more detailed semi video, but with that, Elon just he fired a shot across the bow. Like, diesel truck manufacturers, you're on notice. And with the semi, he also put another group on notice. You mentioned convoying, so with 1 or 2 Tesla semis driving together in a convoy, it reduces the cost to actually move goods to 85 cents a mile. And he said at that price, it's better than rails. So like if you're moving goods by train, like Tesla just puts you on notice as well. It's like, do a convoy of 3 of our trucks, and it's more cost effective than sending something across the country on a train. All right, the next group we put on notice, and I was kind of happy to see it because I did a video about it, but he mentioned a pickup truck, and he put a picture up, and that picture, it wasn't a pickup truck. Like, that thing is a monster. So he's kind of put in any of the large pickup trucks or light duty trucks, even heavy duty trucks. Like in my city, the snow plows, those are heavy duty trucks. So this electric vehicle that he says that they're working on, the Tesla pickup truck, put all pickup truck manufacturers on notice. Thing's a beast. It's massive. The picture he had, they had another pickup truck in the back of it, and Elon said that once it's done, you'll be able to drive it with just a regular driver's license. All right, and then the final one last thing. I mean, there were so many one last things. I didn't even mention the mega chargers for the truck. He mentioned doing mega chargers across the country, even globally, that will charge the semi in 30 minutes. Nuts. So there were so many Easter eggs in this presentation, but the biggest one, the one that blew everyone away, the one that knocked everyone's socks off, was the Roadster. By the time he wrapped up with the semis, you really had enough stuff. Like you felt good. Like, all right, you know, I can go home. So they faded to black. The white truck drove off. The white truck had a little bit of problem starting up. It was a little bit of a delay. I don't know, you know, if the driver just didn't know quite what they were doing, but it took a second for the white truck to go. The white truck drove off. The black truck started to drive off, and then it stopped, and then they started playing that music on the video board, and they put like that plaid video up on the board, and like Knight Rider style, that black truck, the back opened up, and out comes the Roadster 2.0. The whole video in there because I wanted you to experience it. Like the crowd went nuts. Like it was madness, and you know he drives it off. He drives it out the truck, stops, you know, lets everyone get a look at it, and then speeds off in it, and you know you can see how fast the thing goes. And then Elon comes back up and then discusses some of the specs behind it. 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds, 0 to 100 in 4.2 seconds, 8.8 quarter mile, and a 620 mile range on that car because they put a 200 kilowatt hour battery pack in that car. Let that sink in. That little car has a 200 kilowatt hour battery pack. So yeah, it's great for that Roadster, 620 miles, that's great, but it also got everyone to thinking like, all right, when are they going to put that battery pack in a Model S? When are they going to put that battery pack in a Model X? If they can fit it in the little Roadster, they can fit in those cars as well. So that just means Tesla's cars are going to get even better into the future. So look for that coming. So the Roadster blew everyone's minds with the little Easter eggs and just the other little things that you have to think about that was introduced with it. So they pulled it out. Another thing, the Roadster didn't have rear view mirrors as well. A couple of people got test rides in it. I'm going to follow up with Ben and see what he saw anything while he had his ride. He got to, you know, experience the acceleration. But yeah, no side view mirrors, so I'm going to ask him if there was anything in the dash to replace those. You know, have to be doing something for it. And if, like, what regulations did Tesla, did they already get around those regulations? You know, did they get approval to not have side view mirrors for the Roadster or for the Semi as well? Another thing for the Semi, just to think about, without a trailer attached to it, it goes 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. I have a Model S. Our Model S is fast. Like, everybody gets in our Model S is like, this is a fast car. It's the slowest Model S they make. Our Model S goes 0 to 60 in 5.9 seconds. The Semi goes 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. Like, it's utter madness. Everything about the event was madness last night. Okay, so that was kind of my recap of what happened last night. It was just an amazing experience, mind-blowing experience. Hope I have the opportunity to attend other events like this. I know it blew everyone else's mind. I ran into Jesse from Now You Know after the event, and his eyes were just like, and he'd been to other Tesla events before. He was at the Model 3 delivery where they delivered the first 30 Model 3s, and he said it was nothing like this. Like, seriously, like, this was just an amazing event. This was just my recap. I'm going to do a couple more videos. I'm going to do one more focused on the Semi, even though I talked a lot about it. There's so much more to talk about. I have so much more video to share. Talk more about the Roadster. Again, so much more to talk about, so much more to share. So if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel so you can find those videos as soon as they come out. Tesla hasn't released many videos yet, so you might be catching videos from YouTubers before you catch them from Tesla. And the videos that I have are pretty good. I had a pretty good vantage point. My Tesla adventure, find him on Instagram. I did go in, I did a test ride in a Model X, and I've been in Model X's, I've driven Model X's, but I wanted to experience, you know, the launch with the crazy lights around you. So I went in that. The dude from my Tesla adventure was a bit smarter and a bit more patient, so he timed his so that he was behind the Roadster when it went. So yeah, they were taking people out in the Roadster. So I'm going to put his video in here as well. So he got to watch the Roadster launch. So, you know, props to him for thinking and getting all that planned out so he could be behind the Roadster. Yeah, like, subscribe, share, and if you are looking to buy a new Model S or a new Model X, use my referral code in the description.